Alright, so we're live watching a few streams for the Storm Area 51. See how this goes. It's supposed to take place in about half an hour. So you can follow these people or watch this. I'm going to try and get as many live streams as I can possible. So hoping everyone can keep their streams running. These are the brave souls that are going to clap some alien cheeks. Storm Area 51. I'm in Australia, or otherwise I'd be there. It's a bit hard to get out to the Nevada desert. Ah, they're not being bitches. They're there. We'll see what streams we can find. We'll keep refreshing this. And so you can watch watch it all happen in the one place. So yeah, a lot of people are saying that it's disconnecting before they get out there. So make sure to give these channels a like, and you'll see their footage of when they go out there tomorrow. So we've got Isaiah Photo, Trace. So shout out to these guys for actually going out there and getting us some content. But yeah, of course, I had to go with the Bob Lazar background for the Storm Area 51. So we'll see what people are sort of doing. Everyone's sort of waiting to. Have you seen the Naruto runner yet? There he goes. So that's what hopefully we're going to try and see. Some people Naruto running. He seems to be very popular on the old Twitter. So there's a few people out there. There's I actually didn't think it was going to be too many people going, but there seems to be about, let's say, 700 to 1,000 people out there. Sure, there's a bit of a band thing going on out there. So people are starting to take off and go check this thing out. And it's a shame the Wi-Fi is so bad out there. So yeah, we'll see what we can find. Of course, that's what Area 51 looks like. Bah, bah, Area 51. Fuck yeah, right on. So of course that's the plan. You got crackheads, Kyles, Naruto runners. This thing's gonna be nuts. Hit us up for a sub if you're enjoying this sort of content. I usually cover pop culture things, but I love the aliens. So you got to wonder, is anyone going to get in, or are we going to see what's going to go down here? You know. See if we can find some more. See, they're saying they're not even getting close. There's extra cops, extra guards there. It seems to be pretty full on. But like, what else did you expect? It's a government facility. I don't know if they actually thought they were going to see anything. Let's keep going. See if we can find some live stuff for you. So you can just sit back and chill and decide which stream you want to watch. Oh, they might be back. Let's see if we can get that stream back. So yeah, I'm going to try and get a few live streams going and pick and choose which ones are good for you guys. Um, so yeah, give these guys a like and a subscribe. Give this channel a like and a subscribe. I'm new and I thought I'd just cover this. It's pretty interesting. It's the first time something like this has really been attempted. And it's interesting to watch everything go down and yeah, stuff like that. So yeah, it's pretty weird to think this is happening. So don't forget to give these guys a like and a subscribe. Because these are the brave Kyles out there doing it. People are saying fake, but all these guys are right outside the alien. So it's interesting to watch. These guys are right there at the little town of Rachel, Nevada. So these guys are you know, right out there now. So this is interesting. Oh, here's someone sort of on their mobile phone. It's not very good. See if we can go full screen. Oh no, he's turned it on himself. Yep. Flip it to the side, mate. No, you want to flip your phone to the side. Hey, this guy's out there at the moment. Did he get out there? No. It's interesting just to watch all this happening, you know. So yeah, just go Area 51. We'll sort of show some footage of people doing it as it happens. Apparently, it's pretty cold out there. It's only about 15 degrees. You can see everyone's rugged up, stuff like that. So that's pretty nuts. And of course, shout out to the man, Bob Lazar, for getting us all, excited about Area 51 back in the 80s and 90s. If it wasn't for old Bob here, probably wouldn't have sort of days like this. So big shout out to Bob Lazar, wherever he is at the moment. I believe he's trying to lead a bit of a quiet life at the moment and just enjoy himself. A practice storm. Don't do a practice storm. Just go out there. Come on. I mean, it's easy for me to say this. I'm sitting here in Melbourne, Australia. But yeah, this is the little alien. This is where they all are out the front of at the moment. So it's pretty interesting. They're right there, right in Rachel, Nevada. And this is sort of like there's lots of cops, lots of heavy security. They've double barricaded most of the fences. There's extra police on site. I saw a picture earlier with about probably 150 RVs up there. It looked like a scene out of Independence Day. So that was pretty interesting. See if we can find some more live footage. Is that guy actually Kyle? That would be great. I know a Kyle. Hi, shout out to Kyle. So who looks like they're actually there and who's streaming Fortnite? It's hard to tell. So this guy, what's this guy got? So some people are there and you can see that they're already... and this is sort of what they're up against. The old... you want to see what they're sort of up against. And sort of this stuff, they're going to be seeing a lot of that. The restricted area, so there's going to be a lot of warning signs. What else have we got? These are just a few pictures I pulled off today. A few warning signs, no trespassing, obviously. It's interesting from the US Air Force putting it out there. If no one attacks Area 51, we'll delete the Fortnite servers. That's a bit of a red rag to a bull these days. It would actually be interesting to see that, So that's one of the gates at Area 51. So that's what people are getting up to and then getting stopped and told to turn around, go back, stop filming, stuff like that. A bit more restricted area. So... as you can say, it's use of deadly force is authorized. So, if anyone's going to go down there and sort of check it out, we've seen people in the past go up and get the white vans and get stopped by they're sort of like almost like a personal security force for them and stuff like that. But it looks like some of the guys are actually, you see, this is this kind of security they're up against in there. But it looks like some of them are actually driving towards there. Is these guys driving towards there now? So let's blow this up and have a bit of a better look. So these guys, this is Trace. You can watch his latest stream live, or we can bring it up full and sort of go to it. So it looked like they're actually going to have a raid. So people are saying it's very disorganized. I'm not sure what they expected. Did they expect organized? Did they expect sort of, you know, what did they expect? See, this is what's happening every time they sort of leave that little alien place. They're losing their Wi-Fi and losing all feeds. We're losing feeds as soon as they go, because they're basically going out into the desert. They're going out to a top military place and getting jammed and stuff like that. So you know, it's not looking good for people, you know. So they're saying we got stopped. We'll give details when we are free. So they got stopped instantly, you know. So they're out there, and you know, bringing you content. So make sure you go give Trace and the boys a like, because and a subscribe, because they're actually the ones out there bringing the content. We're all just sitting at home watching from our armchairs and, you know, seeing what's going on. So I don't know if that is a sort of, no, that's definitely doctor. That's a bit full on. So yeah, people are waking up to watch it. As you can see, they're using all sorts of alarm clocks. So the raid is in like 9 minutes, but it doesn't look like we're going to be able to watch it because there's no Wi-Fi in the desert. So make sure. So yeah, see, this is interesting, because this is what people are up against. So these are the military guards that are sort of camped around the RVs and the campers, and so the sort of, and by what I mean by the campers is sort of these people here. So there is a lot more people than I thought there was going to be, and a lot more people than I thought would show up. So these guys are sort of like all camped around, you know, everyone's sort of having a good time, and it's been touted as people who are like-minded, wanting to see aliens and stuff like that. So it's interesting to see that. But then it's also interesting to see these guys. I mean, these guys look full on. Like, that's a taser. You know, so you know, that guy's has he got a gun on it? And you know, I'm sure he's got a can of pepper spray in his pocket or something like that. Mace. I don't know exactly what I think you guys call it capsicum spray over in the US and stuff like that. Or so we just call it like sort of like pepper spray over here in Australia. And yes, he's got tasers on him, gun. They're all covered up. So it's like really cold out there. So it's interesting to see sort of all this stuff as it happens. I mean, so there's some pretty brutal security going on. They're even sort of stopping people leaving that little alien car park, and you get down to the front gate and you're going to come across a heap of more security. You're not really going to get in the front gate. So this is at the front gates of Area 51. So this is interesting to see, you know, as we can see, not really the 3 million people that we thought were going to turn up, but You know, in my mind, it's actually a good show, a good showing for, you put those Facebook events up, and um, it's, you put Facebook event up, 3,000 people say they're coming, you end up getting 30. So, we got these guys are back on. No, these guys are at the beginning. So yeah, it looks like they've been stopped at the front gates, and we can only hope they're all right, not getting detained or a fine or anything like that. It would be, I'm sure there would be a little bit of leniency going on at the moment. So let's go. These guys, these are live. So we got someone live actually on the road. So this will be good. This is what we want to see. This is what we came to see. So we can only hope these guys will be all right as they go out there. I'll probably have to cut the stream if anything goes too astray. I won't be cutting the stream for aliens, but I will be cutting the stream for when people have bullets fired at them and stuff like that, See if we can get some audio for you guys. So they're driving through the desert of Nevada over in Rachel, and I'm sure they're probably going to get stopped. It's this dude again, so he's live as we can see, so that's good. So what they got to watch out for is the white military vans and stuff like that. So yeah, so once if they do manage to get even close to the front gate, remotely close to the front gate, this is what they're going to encounter. Just a bunch of extra military police waiting for them, turning them around. I mean, in some ways it's not exciting, but in some ways it is exciting, because what could happen next? Could there be something, I don't think it's that close to the road, fellas, just for a military base. So who are these blokes? So make sure you give these guys a like and a subscribe.
Alright guys, give me a second. I'll try to find where the heck that blockade was. I think it was right down here.
So they're driving towards a blockade.
It's down here somewhere.
So it's pretty full on.
Yeah, I see it.
I'll give this Twitter another refresh and see what's going on there.
Oh shoot, my phone almost fell. No. This better not kick me out. If this kicks me out, there might tell me something. Is this straight? Check the map. Let me see the map. Keep going straight. Okay. I don't want to go.
So like comment off in what do you think they'll see? Do you think they'll actually see anything? Do you think we're gonna see some of this sort of stuff in the sky tonight? It would be great just to even see that, like all the people gathered at the Little Alien, sort of see like a bit of a light display, and sort of have something fun, like yeah, this sort of stuff is fun as well. But we want to see, we want to see something. I mean, they say disclosure's not that far. They say they're getting us ready for disclosure and stuff like that. That actually looks like they're heading to the concert.
They got military people, and I think the person behind me is probably a military scout person or something.
So there you go. This guy thinks he's getting followed by the military.
Oh man, the quality's so bad here. I don't know if that's any better.
So I wonder if this guy's going to get pulled over and, a Mini Cooper. See, that's how paranoid these dudes are going out there. There's a Mini Cooper, and he's freaking out. Freaking out over Mini Coopers and stuff, because you don't know what's going to happen once you get out there. Are you going to get shot at? Are you going to get a large fine? Are you going to get put in jail? So apparently there's a new event, Alien and Human Orgy, after the invasion. So if you want to clap some cheeks, after the event, going to take them down to the concert and dance out. So this is sort of the stuff that Rachel Nevada, the little alien, have put out at the event. You know, they can't stop us all. Well, they're doing a pretty damn good job. I mean, these guys, what do you reckon? They've had about 8 hours to sort of coordinate their efforts. I mean, you know, you watch the most military movies or cop shows, takes them about, you know, what looks like half an hour, 20 minutes to coordinate their efforts. But of course, these guys aren't highly military trained. These guys are just content makers on YouTube. So if you're watching one of their streams, give them a like or a subscribe, because they're actually out there bringing us this content. And give this channel a like and a subscribe, and you know, give everyone a share. Give everyone a share on Twitter. Get those live streams out there. Let's see some live streams. Just hashtag Area 51, hashtag Area 51 raid or storm. So, you know, it's not looking good, because normally a raid is something that you would do all together at a as a group. You know, you don't go in pockets of you know, people. So you sort of you know, this was the plan, the well thought out plan we've got here. So, you know, what do we got? We got let's draw this out a bit and make it bigger, and give this dude over here a refresh. So we've got Kyle's, you know, going smashing the Monster Energy. You got anti-vax kids, get them in there. They should be the first wave. People armed to the teeth, so we want to keep them as sort of the last wave. Naruto runners, yeah, put them right after the people armed to the teeth. Get the Karens with the I want to see the manager haircuts. We're gonna get them right up the front. What are you talking about having them at the back? The crackheads, yeah, we can get rid of them, crackheads. Rock throwers, so I think the rock throwers are a little bit far back to be throwing rocks. You know, the furries, get a few furries at the front. Maybe they can creep in as aliens, and the rest of us sneaking in safely. So this is the rest of us sneaking in safely. And this is sort of what these guys are doing at the back here. Sort of sneaking in safely, hopefully. But yeah, it's interesting to see everyone's feed is dropping out because they're in the middle of the desert, and of course they're going off Wi-Fi. I think one of the streamers had a satellite that he was rigging up to his phone, but even that cut out, you know. So yeah, we'll get rid of that. We all know the plan. We all know the plan. The plan is to storm Area 51 and see how it goes. See if we can see something cool. But it's not looking good at the moment, fellas. It's not looking good. Everyone is sitting there at home, hopefully watching some of this stuff. You know, we can only hope. Let's give this a refresh and see what we can find. There's 250 watching this one. Okay, so these dudes are back. So this is yeah. Who are these dudes? Are we seeing this bit? So yeah, we got a Kyle. Go live. No man, you're not live. We've seen this. Let's go back, see what we can find. Let's give it a refresh. Area 51. We want to see what we can see live. I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to do this for about a couple of hours, or as long as my little mic holds up, supported by Rode. I got the go-go from Rode. That's this good. So this is about 251 watching. It's got a harsh penalty rate. So you never know what you're going to see. Are you going to see a kid playing fucking Fortnite? Oh, no swearing. Are you going to see a kid playing Fortnite on the channel? And it's just gonna, what are we gonna see? I hope we're gonna see something decent. But it's not looking good. Get those streams going so we can see some stuff. Hey. Oh, this looks interesting. This looks like some stuff happening here. These guys look like they're out and about going for it. So who is this? Trey J. Anderson. So make sure you give him a subscribe. He's looking like he's putting out some good content. A bit dark, but I'm sure it looks like he's out there driving in the middle of the desert at least. Hopefully he's not fooling us. They fooled me, Jerry. So we'll try and get some more Area 51 stuff going. So this K-pop stuff's been coming up all day in the feed. Of course, we got the Independence Day. Independence Day jokes coming up. I had heaps of Thanos jokes coming up. Heaps of K-pop coming up. I'm not sure what it is with the K-pop. I think they're just smashing the Area 51. Just turn these blokes up a bit. They seem to be in pitch black, and the alertness in their voice, it sort of seems a bit. They seem a bit paranoid.
Okay, so we just had to move because the security was I don't know, getting fucking weird.
Yeah.
So security's going off on these fellas.
I don't know. I saw a bunch of cars going into one direction. I honestly can't tell, but literally, we saw a bunch of cars heading one direction. So I don't know if that's towards where the gates are, the front of it.
I think so.
But we saw
It's farther out, for sure.
we saw lights though, didn't we? On the
I think those are just car headlights. I don't think.
Okay.
It's supposed to be it's half a mile ahead though. And there's cars that.
Wait, let me pull up maps really quick.
People are fucking ballsy. I don't want to.
Let me just pull up maps and see where the fuck we are. Holy shit.
See if we can find anything. Trying to find the latest stuff for you guys. I'm trying to
I'm pointing the camera out the window right now.
keep this stuff going. I don't know
It's just darkness.
Okay, so
what all this K-pop is. I'm gonna block this person.
where's the actual
Tired of seeing your shit. Not that I don't like K-pop, but I mean we're going in for Area 51, so.
security dude? He was like, oh, it's a mile and a half.
Well, because we're outside. We're in Rachel right now, right? And then it's farther ahead where the actual base is.
Yeah. Man, we've been fucking trying for so long to get to the front. And it's it's already 9 minutes past 3. This shit has taken I don't know, this shit's taken a long fucking time. Yeah, we're right near Rachel, so that's probably why.
Come on, guys, do it for Russell from Independence Day. Oh, Russell K-San.
Are we the only ones that are still connected? People have been saying a lot of people are saying fake.
So I can guarantee these guys
Fucking out here, man.
are not
Shit.
fake. They're
Been here since
sort of.
10:30.
Yeah. You don't understand.
That was in Spanish.
What have we got
We're
going
the only
here?
ones? That's bullshit.
We're probably not the only ones, but because I've seen people with their phones out, but they
Yeah.
probably don't have connection or anything.
Yeah, we were trying
We're
to
literally
check.
using our
So
phones
yeah, as
as,
they're saying, everyone's losing
wherever we have
connection.
LTE.
Everyone's
we're using it as fucking hotspots.
Yeah.
going down
Okay. Oh, there's
in the
there's
desert.
some cars. Should we follow them?
Yeah, yeah. Let's go
I
on.
think we should follow them.
Still can't see shit, but yeah.
Alright.
The maps isn't even working right now. We're trying to use it.
I can't tell if there's security. Literally, the security is the exact same car as like as us.
Yeah.
It's just desert. I can't tell like
Don't know what I've got going on.
where are we headed towards.
I don't know.
That's what's fucked. It was so
Yeah.
Something's going off in the background there that I'm meant to be watching.
Are we still? Oh, are we still? Oh fuck. It's also like
These guys sound like they're actually genuinely worried. So, you know, who these guys are like on the old Trey J. Anderson. Give him a subscribe because he's out there. He's out there, guys. He's out there busting his ass, trying to get into this place. While we sit home watching, you know, have a laugh and a beer or a Coke and a smile. But yeah, these guys are out there doing it. So you know, let's give these guys, all these guys, a subscribe and stuff like that. So yeah, I think I've got Facebook going off here or something in the background.
I don't know what the fuck like. If there's, I don't know if there's anyone in there or what.
Yeah.
Unless that's in his
It's like there's, yeah, these guys are just chilling.
in his car.
Alright, so basically, wait, flip it back.
So yeah, the sound off in the chat if you're
Yeah,
watching.
So basically, we're just fucking.
As people come by.
Oh shit. Wait, let me. I don't think the cars are fucking coming.
Our connection is so weird. It's like we'll get this weird green shit that pops up on the screen, and like this like. Where's this guy going? There we go.
Shit, do you see that?
Yeah.
That was like a fucking firework. What the fuck?
Okay, so these guys are seeing fireworks and stuff out there.
What the hell?
That's pretty nuts. Yeah, here we go.
Are we still connected?
It's really fucking bad.
Oh, that was like literally a fucking firework.
See what else we can find for you guys.
No, that was in the, like that was like a flare or something. I think
So as I say, you can hear the paranoia in these dudes' voices. They don't know what to expect. You know, I mean, you go into Area 51, you go into one of the most heavily guarded places in the world, probably more heavily guarded than Fort Knox. So it's
those other cars went this way, right?
Yeah.
you know, it's interesting to see. It's full on, you know, like.
Just keep going straight.
So we got to support these guys as much as we can. It looks like their stream just dropped out. No, here they are.
This is closer to where that like that flare thing was, right?
So you know this is going down now. They're getting closer and closer. You can tell that their internet's dropping out. So yeah, we'll see what happens to these people as it all goes down. Oh, come on, don't drop out, fellas. So yeah, if you're watching this, give this guy a like. Trey J. Anderson, give him a subscribe. He's out there doing it, you know. Help these guys out, you know. So, you know, definitely give these guys I'm covering a like and a subscribe. So we'll try and get them back. Hopefully nothing's happened to them. They haven't been pulled over or anything weird like that. I mean, we'll give this a refresh, see what we can find going down live. Not that their stream drop out. See, they're getting, what's happening is they're getting out to the desert and they're losing Wi-Fi, and they're yeah, they're back, yep. So they're sort of going out to the desert, losing Wi-Fi, so they're back. So you can see they're
guys,
back.
Literally, we're fucking trying right now. Holy shit. We have been fucking driving, I don't know where towards, but we're trying to follow like all the other cars, and like literally we've been trying to follow any car that we can to get to. All right, so here we're mapping it right now. I just don't want to fucking like.
So like Groom Lake is right to the east.
No,
of
yeah,
us.
but can you look up that canyon? That we thought was near there.
So what you don't want to do is sort of, you know, pop a tire or something while you're out there as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Anything
we're
like
start
that
driving towards,
would
like,
be
where
weird
we
to do.
We have it on the maps, and we're gonna drive towards where we fucking think we're headed towards.
Yeah.
Holy shit! I think that's towards where the front gate is.
I think so too.
We're gonna.
Oh, so these guys seem to be heading towards the front gate.
We're gonna fucking get out and see what we can see, or if there's gonna be people there. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Well, you hopefully the right sort of people.
We run into like a bunch of fucking people.
Yeah. There's actually fucking street lamps here, which is weird. Like this must be. No, I think we're headed back to Rachel.
No, I don't think so.
Because why are there? Oh, there we go. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's the main road. Okay, yeah, we're back on the.
So they're doing circles. It's like that The Mouth of Madness, if you've ever seen that movie, where they just keep circling the town and can't get out.
I think so. I don't fucking know.
If you haven't seen Mouth of Madness, you should definitely check that out.
You have to figure this shit out for yourself.
Yeah, no one told us.
So everyone's sort of like realizing that Wi-Fi, Google Maps doesn't work out there.
Like, I mean, I don't know what we're gonna, like, how long is it gonna take and shit, but.
So we'll try and we'll keep finding streams, but these guys seem pretty on it, even though they're going around in circles. But I'm sure they'll get there. They seem pretty determined.
I really hope we don't lose connection right now.
And of course, shout out to the old Bob Lazar, you know, the grandfather of Area 51, who someone out. That always takes a while, trying to kick someone out of their home.
Not sure if, like,
Remember, that's District 9 reference for anyone out there.
Sure if, like, yeah, I don't know. This has been a crazy fucking night, dude.
We're just as confused as you guys.
But we're gonna get you. We're gonna get to the fucking gates. I can feel it. I can fucking feel it.
So let's see what these guys are doing. Are these guys live again?
Fucking aliens. This is why we're here. To see the fucking aliens.
Need a fucking UFO already.
Yeah.
Let's see some aliens.
Yeah. Thanks for everyone.
Sound off in the chat what you think they'll look like. You know, what might they look like?
What's gonna happen? As much as you guys, we're
Anything's possible.
trying to fucking.
Should be pretty funny.
Apparently, I hope the rain is going right now.
So yeah, we'll keep it going and see what we can see what everyone else is saying. I'll try and bring you more streams as we move along through the evening. So you know, I'm not looking for people who are just hanging around the alien inn. I'm looking for people who are actually out there and getting around and sort of doing stuff and trying to get closer in and see what we can find. Give these guys a like and a subscribe. Give me a like and a subscribe. These guys, Trey J. Anderson, he's out there. He's out there in Rachel, Nevada, trying to get as close as he can. He sounds pretty paranoid. They had one of them had a scare with a Mini earlier. They thought it was an actual police car, but then a mini zoom passed, so that was pretty funny in itself. But yeah, this is what they're up against. They're out there trying to find, you know, sort of what they can see out there. So let's get this down and let's keep looking. Let's keep seeing what we can find. You know, what are people saying? What are people showing? I know this K-pop stuff again. I don't get what's going on with this K-pop. Is Area 51 a K-pop band? I don't know, a K-pop band that I'm not aware of.
As far as I can tell, yes.
Okay, we're still fucking connected somehow.
But once we're here, we'll be.
We're using my phone hotspot.
Of course, if you haven't seen the Naruto runner across the back, you probably have. It's all over the internet. But you know, they had the news on the American TV, Fox News, and then there's a dude Naruto running, absolute gold. What a legend, giving it the old Naruto run.
We saw literally like so many people at like 11 o'clock. I know there was probably like a music festival or something.
So, yeah, as they mentioned, there's the music festival out there, but there's also probably about somewhere between 500 700 people gathered around the Alien Inn. So,
You know?
is this live still? Where are we going here?
What kind of currency can we get from the aliens? We need the alien currency.
Currency is my number one currency.
Alright, okay. Holy shit.
I think we're close.
We're definitely getting.
So I'm loving all this weird sort of
There's lights.
stuff that's coming up in it, you know. We got
So dark out here, it's unbelievable.
there was a couple more at the Alien. So
The stars.
you know,
I wish I could capture the
keep
stars.
posting. So I mean, it's dark. There's nothing out there. There's no street lights. There's nothing like that. It's like the desert. I'd imagine it's like driving across a Nullarbor in Australia. If you turn your lights off in the Nullarbor, it goes pitch black. I've actually freaked a few of my mates out doing this, making the run from Perth to Melbourne.
Oh shit.
These guys sound pretty scared right now. So we'll see what's going on.
Who's this thing? It's from my fucking phone.
It's gonna work.
Alright, you've got to be close.
Sound off in the
Got to be close right now.
I think we are.
the LDG stream. That's a good one, is it? The LDG stream. We'll see if we can find that and get onto that.
It said active military base.
Yeah, that was.
So there you go. They're passing signs that say active military base, which is here we go. So we got the LDG stream.
Wait, no, wait, hold up.
Nah, this guy's just.
Overnight, man. Wait, film this shit. Wait, fuck, there's someone behind us. What the fuck?
Oh wait, these
Hold
guys
up,
sound
hold up.
pretty
Film this shit. Film this
pretty,
shit. What the fuck?
pretty intense. What's going on?
Wait, look behind us. There's a fucking like motor. What the fuck is that? Oh shit. This is. Oh my god.
Let's take this to full screen and see what they see.
This is fucking scary. This is fucking terrifying.
So these guys actually sound genuinely scared, scared out of their minds. I mean, look at that road.
Oh fuck! Oh shit!
That's fucking armadillo.
Hold up.
This is sort of this is sort of the footage you see just before you see. There's a fox.
Can't go this way.
Wow. So they've reached the edge of the base right
Yeah,
there.
it's blocked off. Fuck.
What the fuck is this?
So that's basically one of the inroads to the base.
But
So
just
these would
said
all be
active
locked
military
off.
base, literally right up here, and we were fucking. What in the fuck is happening?
Well, these guys have hit the actual border of Area 51, the first sort of security gate.
No, it's not. But we're close to something.
I've watched
Yeah,
enough
that sign absolutely said it.
like shows on Area 51 and Bob Lazar and stuff like that to know that these guys are hitting the absolute outskirt borders of Area 51 if they're able to get through at some point. But I'm not sure what kind of car they're driving.
Are we? Like it was kind of.
You're better off in a four-wheel drive sort of thing. You have to sort of take a four-wheel drive into these sort of dunes.
What the fuck?
Yeah, there's the street
We
lamps
got
up
to
the
the-
hill, but where the sign is.
Hold up.
So right now there's nothing around these poor dudes.
Wait, film this way. the fuck?
You can't see
I
anything.
literally thought we fucking.
No.
It could be that way though. It could be towards that way.
I don't.
Wait, we have to go.
Yeah, let's go back down the
No,
road
this
we were
is
just at.
literally like, wait, can we drive through here?
Oh,
Yeah,
here
like
we
that
go.
way.
There you go. So that's sort of what you're looking for when you're driving towards Area 51. You sort of need that
It's
sort of
weird, like, roads,
off-road.
like,
Hopefully
paved.
get out of here alive.
Your sort of off-road
right now.
vehicle.
Like,
Yeah.
literally, I'm fucking terrified. Like.
So listen to his voice. This guy's scared.
Yeah, wait. Take us back down the road a bit.
Yeah,
There we
yeah,
go.
This guy's freaking out.
We should get
You
out
know.
and see if-
Somebody parked.
So make sure you go give him a like. Trey J
Yeah, there's other
Anderson.
people over there.
Oh,
Give me a
fuck.
subscription if you've if
fuck is that?
if you've happened
What the fuck
across
is
this
that?
thing. What's he come across now?
Oh
You see those
shit.
fucking lights?
Yeah. I don't.
You see that?
Yeah. No,
You
showing
fucking
up,
see
showing
that?
up.
So he's
Oh,
freaking out. So what are
the
we
fuck is
watching?
that? What are
So
those
we could be
lights?
watching. That could be sort of the outskirts of the base, like
This is like right next to
a
where the-
bunker, sort of at one of the gates.
Hold up.
It's too low to be a UFO or anything like that.
Is that the base?
This is like. They're bright enough to show up on my iPhone.
So what you're probably what they're probably seeing. Of course, they'd be able to see it better than we can through the iPhone. They're probably seeing one of the outside bunkers. So these guys were super close,
That's,
super close.
yeah.
Dude, there were. I swear to God, there were literally lights,
Yeah. And then it's just a fucking gate right there.
and now like really bright lights. And
So
now
of
it's
course, pre-preparations would be to lock all these gates off, to stop access as much as possible, and have one road going in, one road going
yeah,
out.
This is a weird thing.
I
Is
feel
where
like
we're
we're
at. dude.
close. I'm terrified.
So basically, you would have to get your car through that gate to continue this journey.
Yeah. We don't even have any. We don't have flashlights or
We're
anything.
here though. Okay, wait, hold up.
You just have to
So
keep
they're
your
gonna,
phone.
if they have to, they probably have to get out and walk if they want to go any further.
We're not going out. No.
Okay, so he's not going out.
Wait. Let's think about this for a second. Holy shit. Wait.
I didn't hear any
I'm
gunshots.
fucking terrified right now.
People are saying like there's gunshots. I didn't hear any gunshots.
So this guy's freaking out.
Wait.
You can sort of. I love being able to hear.
Yo, let's see if
Okay, let's fucking
I
go.
love being able to hear this sort of
Should we just park the fucking car?
yeah.
intensity in their voice, because you can tell these guys are freaking. These guys are freaking at the moment, and
Yeah, but the battery.
You
if we
know,
get on the battery dies, then we're
Should
fucked.
we, okay, guys, should we go out?
you should definitely go out.
Wait, I'm gonna flip
Turn
it.
this shit around. Guys, do we go out?
Of course you should.
Do we fucking do this?
That's what you did. That's what you came here for. You got so far.
Yeah, I'm like shaking.
Oh my god. I don't know.
So if you're new to the channel, give it a like and a subscribe.
Fucking turn around right now.
I'll keep looking for more channels.
I don't know where the fuck we are, but we're somewhere. Like, there were like. All right, let's just fucking do it.
Okay, hang on.
Okay, so let's
That was weird though.
All right, we can go past this gate though, right?
let's get this.
That was a
All right,
sign.
all right.
Like,
I'm gonna turn the car off. I'm gonna turn the car. Just wait. Show the fucking road so they know we're here.
Let's get a few of this sort of stuff going,
Okay.
because there's a.
Back? Okay.
So this is sort of what they're up against, and this is what they will find once they get to the gates and stuff. If they make it to the gates, that's what's waiting for them at the gate of Area 51.
There's police.
So I'm not sure which stream of this. If you can tell me in the chat which stream is this, I'll put this one on as well.
Why is it so colored? Dude.
So I mean, you know, you take some more steps. So they're turning around. So they made it. They made it to Area
recording this,
51
right?
as far as I'm concerned. These guys here made it to Area 51 as far as I'm concerned. I mean, you're sort of looking at,
Oh, what
you
the
know,
fuck? What the
Your
fuck
car's
was
there?
that?
No.
what you should be
You literally can't see
finding.
it. It's just moonlight now. It's so weird. Like, this
So,
area.
so these
is, like,
guys are getting freaked out
it's
by
definitely,
even like, you know,
racial.
moonlight and stuff like this.
Yeah, wait, turn it back on.
So here we go, expected and then reality. But I mean, that's not bad for, you know, something that most people would be afraid to turn up to in the first place.
Yeah.
And of course, these guys are actually out there.
Whoa, what the fuck?
Those lights were unreal. Like, I
How
don't.
many people are watching this?
Ow.
Dude, I swear, if you're witnessing when we fucking die, like, oh my god.
Wait, people
So you
say
can
we're not
tell,
at the right gate.
you can see,
Oh, wait,
yeah,
which gate?
you can
Oh,
see
yeah,
how
does anyone
scared
know?
these dudes are.
Because we were just driving and I'm fucking terrified right now.
Yeah. It's so dark because where we're at is just the fucking
Dude, I'm
road.
shaking.
Like,
Like,
this
So,
is all we have.
They're
Everything else
probably
around us is
on
just darkness. Like,
one
I'm
of the
doing a
other
360
gates that are
pan,
closed
you can't
off.
see anything.
And there's sort of like a main gate come up to. Oh, look at this photo.
Wait, people are saying use GPS. Like, pull up on.
Wait, what?
So that's what you can expect. Oh, these are these guys. So we'll try and find their stream
I'm fucking.
for you and
This is definitely not the right gate because this is just like.
But it's like, what if we go?
Yeah,
Bring it
farther down
up.
the road, I
There's
think.
a lot of road there. There's like a lot of like room to go. I'm fucking shaking right now. Oh my god.
I'll Venmo you $5 for make me laugh the hardest.
I'm sorry. I've probably seen like a fucking pussy right now.
No, like.
You're
nah,
not here
man.
right now.
You're at Area 51. What did you expect?
It's weird, and the lights too. Like, that
What
was
did
so
these
weird.
guys
We
expect at
saw a
Area
sign that said
51?
Approaching like Air Force Base or whatever.
Okay, so for the attendance,
Holy shit! Like
earlier in the stream I heard it was about
I'm
like,
fucking. Okay, wait. Should we get out? Like, okay, guys. Wait, bring it back to us. Cause like I wanna fucking show you how terrified I am right now. I'm fucking so scared.
I like can't even hold a camera straight.
So
I didn't think we were actually gonna make it this far in.
Okay.
Like, people talk about this, but
Should we go? Should we? Like, there's a lot of like room to go that way.
We'd have to go on
And the
foot.
GPS, like when we looked, because we mapped ourselves.
Hey,
here,
Steambot's in here. What the
we
heck?
mapped ourselves to try to get to the closest to the front gates, but we don't know like I don't know what gates it is.
Oh my
but
God,
we saw a
Steambot's in
sign
here.
that said active military base, like approaching.
I'm gonna make it right.
And we were like, we were going that direction, and then we got stopped here, and we fucking like we see this gate, so I don't even know.
it's,
We could fucking go that way, but
I think we're like.
I don't want to just leave the car here.
Yeah,
And,
that's the problem. We don't have flashlights because we didn't
I
think
mean,
to
we can
bring
use our
them.
phones.
so these
but
guys
still,
are
like,
freaking out.
Yeah, all we had, and that's like
oh my god.
that's a risk. Cause
What are people saying? Wait.
people are saying show the map. We can't because it's not. We don't have service. This I don't know how we're able to live.
No, we have enough, but like let me like I'm using GPS, but literally
So this is what they'll
like,
see at the.
telling us that we are just around the area. Like it doesn't show on GPS where Area 51. Like it like I
Yeah,
don't
it's
have
just
the
Groom
right
Lake.
map.
It's
or
Groom
whatever.
Lake. Like we can show you.
So
that,
everyone's
and
sort
it
of
doesn't
going
say anything
towards
outside
it.
of the road we're on now, which is out of the
Holy
middle
fuck!
absolutely nowhere.
All right, should we get out again and try this?
Yeah, let's do it.
So these guys are getting out. These guys are actually going to have a crack at probably. Well, they're going to have a crack at. Sound off in the comments if you think they're going to rock throw, Naruto run, Kyle out, maybe even Karen out. What do you think they'll do? Of course, the sign would be freaking you out. I tell you what, I'd be freaked out if I was there. And of course, as always, shout out to Bob Lazar, grandfather of Area 51. You know, the first guy to come out and really talk about the place. And this is where we're at today.
I mean,
So yeah, it's interesting.
I don't know what that sign. We should have stopped and like looked at that sign. On our way
Interesting
out,
to see where we've come to. It's 2019, almost 2020. Bob Lazar came out in the 90s.
There are
So
people
it's
coming
taken
in
almost
behind us. I think
30,
they
30
passed.
years, you know, 25 years, 30 years to get to this point where we want to know.
There's
We want to know
cars
what's
here, that's
inside
the weird
Area
thing. It's like,
51
it's just us.
and
I feel like
see
it lights
what's
up over
going
that
on.
sign, and that's the
So it's interesting to
admission
find out,
desert
you know,
for
that
man.
sort of stuff. Hey,
Okay.
Oh shit.
It's so fucking cool.
what are we gonna? What do you think? What do you think they'll find out in there? What do you think they'll find? Right now we're looking at the dirt, but what do you think they're going to find at Area 51? If
See, you can't see like anything.
Turn back to the car so you can see. What the fuck is that? Just like literally, I heard something from the.
Really, in front of us?
well, here we go.
This is weird.
I don't think we should go further.
Yeah.
No, go further, guys. Come on.
It's just like an endless stretch of.
It's easier for me to say that at home, but you know.
Yeah.
So these guys lose their Oh, it looks like they lost their Wi-Fi, unfortunately. So we'll go to this one. We'll bring this up a bit. We'll see if he comes back. So these guys are about an hour away from it, but they're doing their best.
So.
No, so unfortunately their stream's ended, so we'll bring this one up.
This is all fake? It's not fake, I swear. Check my Instagram. Bro, check the, yeah, I know, check the thumbnail, bro. That's a legit photo. You can see by the quality that we took it from the phone. If I could get off, I would get off, but there was like 100 signs that said no parking for like half a mile.
So it's interesting to see everyone sort of. It's interesting to see everyone sort of freaking out and the gravity in their voice when they're talking about this sort of stuff. I mean, it's obviously scary business to be out there. You don't know what's going to happen. Are you going to get shot at? I don't think anyone's going to get. I honestly don't think anyone's going to get shot tonight. As you can see, these guys here sort of rocked up to the front gate, and you know, we're turned away. I mean, so we can see what's going on. Are these guys back?
This is real. It is real.
No.
Pretty cold if we stay.
How long have you been driving?
So we want last hour. We want live.
Hours to get here. I still feel pretty good. To get to the first part, it was 7 hours ago, so yeah. I'm probably gonna bust an all-nighter, to be honest, so I can get to the next day. How many? Left? Zoom in. It's gonna merge left. Do I have to stay on this lane, that lane, or
Hey guys, I'll get rid of that one
That
for
one.
you.
I have to stay on the left lane?
Get this on the big screen going.
Because sometimes, like, to go left, you gotta stay on the right lane.
And we'll see.
It's 8
We'll keep
miles, though, that's
refreshing
pretty
this.
False.
See
They
what
can't
we can
stop all of
find.
us. Yes. But when I was there, I was by myself. So they clearly stopped me. There, I was by myself. So they clearly stopped me really fast.
So we'll see.
Fake,
See.
real. It is real. Go check my Instagram if you don't
See
believe
what, you know, they can't, the original one was they can't stop all of us. Well, obviously they're doing a pretty good job because people are driving around and sort of, you know,
I'm gonna get there, so yeah.
trying to find what's going on.
Yeah, you guys should still subscribe because, you know, I put some effort into driving all the way out here. It's real. Thank you, Chels.
So people came to pose for pictures and not Naruto run. So what do you reckon? 80 people there?
How many people? So over there where we got
It's almost
turned
more
around,
film crews than there are
like 8
people
cars
watching
got
this, you
pulled
know.
over and
So
they were asked to turn around. And then we got kind of like escorted. They like a truck followed us out. High speed, turned around. It was a black truck, tinted everything. Kind of like it looked weird.
So how would you feel if that was you going through there, getting a tinted
I'll prove it that way.
tinted truck, taking you all out?
Rewind the
You
live
know,
stream all the way to the beginning. You guys will
it would
see
be
I recorded
pretty intimidating, especially out in the desert where you're sort of, you know, out in the dark. There's nothing out there. There's nothing out there. There's barely even Wi-Fi, as we're seeing. We're sort of like watching.
Matter of fact, I'm a teacher.
We're sort of watching this stuff go down.
Anyways, you guys want to see my face or you guys want to see the road?
So we're trying to keep this stuff going, trying to find as many streams as I can for you.
I don't mind, but this is what it looked like for you guys to tune in.
Give us a subscribe, and give all these guys a subscribe as well. So there's a sensible sign and stuff like that. So, you know, he's trying to take the long way around and get sort of stuff happening for us, so we can watch what's going on. I'm trying to keep finding the latest stuff I can for you. So it's sort of, yeah, you know, this is what we're getting when they get up to the, I reckon this is the very front gate. So that was 58 minutes ago. So you're sort of looking at what they're coming up against. These guys are driving around in the desert in the middle of the night, and sort of it's hard work, you know. These guys are working hard for our entertainment. So make sure if you're watching one of these YouTube subscribers, give them a like. Make sure you subscribe to their channel. Subscribe to this channel. We'll be up sort of covering it as much as we can. I think these guys are going to go pretty much all night. Why else would you go out there? There's a lot of people out there taking pictures and stuff like that. All right, so these guys are back. Let's get this back up into the feed and sort of so the dude's out back in the desert, traipsing around the desert, back out. So they're back out there in the desert. Let's see if we can get this one going again. Get some sound. This dude sounded pretty paranoid when he was out there, you know. That sounds like he's seen something.
Whoa,
We're in a place that literally they can just come and
something
fucking
on the
get
road.
us.
I had to swerve out.
Dude, fuck.
Wait, we need to get, like, literally, I'm not even kidding. We need to.
Fuck, man.
Are people actually fucking dying? Are you being
I
serious
didn't pay
right now?
attention, bro.
So they're kind of psychosis is getting to them. They think they're freaking each other out, you know.
Literally outside.
Wait, it's closed?
But we're in a spot that no one else is.
They're out there by themselves with no one else out there, you know. So
Wait.
We're good. It's not closed.
Okay, wait. So people aren't dying? What the fuck?
I don't know.
so now their mind's playing tricks on them.
Little alien in yet?
2 people died. That's what people are saying.
What the fuck?
So yeah, so they're hearing reports that 2 people.
What? We're not supposed to, like, I don't know what those lights are.
It said no one's
Has the
died.
race
I
started yet?
don't.
No,
I
it
don't.
should start.
They're hearing people have died, so that's not good. That's not a good sign.
It's not even morning yet. It's still 3.
Wait,
Literally no one's dying, bro.
Between 6 and 12.
I'm scared.
So now they're hearing down there saying no one's died. I'm gonna Google this and see what I can find.
They
I
don't.
don't know what else to think. Like, we don't have, like, we're not looking on Twitter. and
Le
shit, like,
Français.
wait, what about those?
Festier Vos.
What?
I'm not sure what that means.
like,
I think that means
There's nothing
you wish
else.
me luck.
I mean, up the hills, those lights,
It sounded like it.
those 4 lights.
I think it's
That's where the
like
sign's
French
at.
people
You can't
saying
fucking
you
see it
say
though. Like we have
like,
to.
it says, like, literally
Probably.
military base.
Yeah, wait.
420?
We'll head back
gonna
down
start
that
at
road once
420?
we
I don't
leave
think
here, but
so.
what the fuck?
So they're freaking out.
The lights are on the fucking ridge though. Like we're gonna have to go around. I think they're on top of the hill.
Hey, bro, where am I turning out?
So of course, a lot of people have said it's just natural selection if people die out of Area 51. So that's a bit, you know, that's not really respecting these YouTubers that are out there. let's swap these over and
Yeah.
Yeah, hang on.
No, check the map, dude. How many more miles though? I need another miles. One of these freeways is gonna take us out. We're at 0.1 miles.
Why is you can like
Can
kind
you
of see them on
show
the
it to me?
road.
Put it to
They
my
keep
face.
like flashing on and off. That's so. It has to be on the fucking ridge. That's definitely not in the air.
Alright, let's see.
so these guys sound like they're coming across
Make a right
the security vans.
in 0.7 miles. So it's right here.
We just keep
This
circling
one's
this
coming
fucking
up.
area, but
They sound like they're coming across. They'll come across a white
Yeah, look, it
security
says
van
exit
soon.
only right here. See, we're gonna miss it. I told you.
I tried to start the fucking car.
You said go straight.
So it's getting pretty hairy for these dudes here.
See, there's only one lane. That's what I was telling you.
And you can really hear the anxiety in their voice as they get closer and sort of they start freaking themselves out. Let's get less of this one
Trey's not so scared.
and let's get more of this one. Hey,
hold the phone still.
Okay, wait. We get a better view of those fucking lights right there.
Yeah, wait, hang on. Let me see if it shows up. Yeah, there we go.
What in the fuck?
It's just blurry.
so they're sort of
Be weak.
Or try, but like, I don't even know where the fuck we are.
so what they're probably looking at is one of the outside bases.
I keep thinking there's gonna be people.
Lights are different.
Yeah, there's going to be people. Of course, there's going to be people.
Yeah. Keep like.
What the hell?
You know, you're going to come across heaps of people out there, and it's going to. At one point, these guys here are going to come across one of those white vans that we're seeing. Hey, this is what we're getting to. They're getting close enough, but they've gone a back way, so they haven't gone the normal way that everyone else has gone on Twitter to the front gate on the videos. So they haven't gone to this entrance. These guys have gone some back entrance. And it's kind of, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit worried for these guys, you know. And there they go. There goes their stream again. So let's go back and see if we can sort of. Let's see if we can find these dudes again, because they were actually out there doing it hard, you know. So if you're enjoying their stream, that's Trey J Anderson. So give him a subscribe. Give this channel a subscribe.
So guys,
Follow me on YouTube. I'm Viral Guerrilla. So I'm trying to get everything that I can find on this, and I'm trying to find it as soon as it happens. So you guys can just kick back, watch multiple streams at the same time. And enjoy sort of like what we kind of here we go. Is he back on? No. So you know something may have happened to him. We don't know. You know, we're watching this sort of as it happens, as it unfolds, and this is the great thing about these live streamers live streaming this sort of stuff. So we'll see if this guy's any closer. He seems so. This guy's going around the back way. So they've gone around the front way, and now they're going around the back way. So hopefully we can sort of find something decent. He'll find something decent.
The raid started what?
And
3 hours ago. No, it didn't.
the Naruto runner across the back, awesome stuff. Hey.
The raid is scheduled for 12 o'clock. So I'm pretty sure it hasn't started yet.
So they're saying the
400 likes. Whoop, whoop.
it hasn't
That's
started yet.
okay.
Is this live? Yeah, this is live. So sound off what time it is in the comment section over there,
If I get a big
because
enough dono, my partner will go touch the door.
I'm trying to find what I can, the sort of latest stuff for you.
Yeah, you could look it up.
And
Put on one. Things all are top.
so I
We
can
support
bring
you
you
from
sort of
Malaysia.
stuff.
Ah, thanks, man.
Make sure you sound off in the comments if you hear
They probably did.
something.
This guy said you
Those
drop
guys
a like
weren't
if you've been
sure
holding
if
stream for
the
the past
people
few
had
hours.
died, so
What time is it? It is 3:50 as 3:51 almost.
it's
12 a.m.
3:51 in the
Facebook.
morning.
Nah, it's at 12 p.m. last time I checked. So the raid hasn't started yet.
So they haven't
Whoever
started.
told you
Thanks
the
for
raid
the
started already, they're
subscribing,
hyping it up.
Kim.
That's a lie. It hasn't started yet.
So yeah, we'll see what else we can find. Seems to be a lot of people still just
What are you gonna
hanging
do?
out
So right
at the Little Alien. So I'm trying
now,
to
heading towards
ignore
the Little
those
Alien
streams and I'm
Inn.
trying to find you
I'm gonna
guys stuff
hopefully regroup with everybody that's gonna
that
do the raid because the south end there is literally nobody there. It's blocked off.
trying to find
They
you guys
have no
stuff that's
parking signs
interesting
all
and
over the
applicable,
place, and
you know.
when I rolled up, there was 8 other cars, and they literally just turned us around, and there was people with military gear.
So there you go. That's what they're coming
Some people
across.
look like police, some people in ghillie suits, and some people in just military outfits. So south end is completely.
So how would you feel about that sort of stuff going down right in front of you after you've just sort of stormed Area 51?
Right under the overpass on Mercury Street. Are you a Kyle or a Naruto runner? I haven't decided yet. I think I'm a Naruto runner. Let's see, open up the light. I'm gonna switch the camera. Can you pass me a bandana? Bandana. Let's see.
So what are you guys? What are you guys? Are you a Kyle or a Naruto runner? Are you a Karen? Are you a rock thrower? Sound off in the comments what you guys are.
I do have a monster, so I mean I support the Kyles, but I think myself I will be a Naruto runner. Sorry for the shaky camera. Can you turn off the light, please? I've been practicing at the gym my Naruto run. Are you on TikTok? No.
You're practicing
I'm
your
not.
Naruto
I
run.
do,
You have
YouTube
to
and Instagram.
hop out of the car. Hopefully these guys can find something that's going on for us. Hopefully those other guys that we just lost the stream are going okay.
Watch, I'll make a video later. Dodging bullets.
You know,
How-to guide. After
hopefully they're
Reddit,
going
I
okay.
don't have Reddit. What do you think about what is inside the area? I'm not sure, man. They say military base, but then all of a sudden they bust out an article about aliens. So I don't know, man. I think there's aliens. The raid is over. Wait, what happened?
The raid's not over. Don't believe everything you read or hear.
Is this the extraterrestrial highway? Yeah, this is the highway to extraterrestrialism. So the stream might start getting laggy the closer I get to Area 51 because there's less reception out there. So just be aware of that.
So yeah, that's the problem most of these guys are facing as they get closer to Area 51. Is that their Wi-Fi is dropping out. So that's why you'll see someone get super close, and then their Wi-Fi will drop out, like because they're basically in the desert. I mean, you'll start seeing there's no street lights. These guys are driving on the extraterrestrial highway, and so everyone's sort of circling around Rachel, Nevada, and trying to get closer as they can. We've come across a few closed gates, and these guys have come at the front gates. I think what you're seeing next to them is what they came across towards at the front gate. This is what they saw. This is what's waiting for everyone at the front gate, and you know it's gonna sort of take a bit to get in there. What it's going to take is ditching your cars and climbing a few fences, fellas. You know, you've had probably 8 hours with 500 to 700 people there, and you haven't coordinated anything very well. So we can sort of I mean, how late is it for you guys over there? Are you up late watching this? Luckily for me, it's only 9 o'clock in the evening. So I'm sort of watching this live as it happens. And I'm trying to find you guys the right streams. I'm trying to find you guys. These guys Just got back from Area 51. Sort of back in there. Not really doing much. They're back at the little alien. So, I mean, trying to find you the best streams, trying to find you the right streams to play, and trying to keep it live for you.
The 20th is today. The raid doesn't start for another few hours.
So these guys are saying the raid doesn't start for new hours. I thought the raid had already started.
Yeah, Karens, all of them. We're gonna line them up in the
Yeah,
front.
get the Karens up the front with
they're the
their
tanks. They're the
manager,
shield for the
you know,
operation.
their manager haircut.
Actually,
Bring me
we're gonna
the
have
manager.
Kyle break through the formation, and then we're gonna get the Karens to kind of shield off the Naruto runners.
All right, let's refresh a bit of Twitter and see what's going on. If
It's
anyone's
fake, not
bought
fake, bro.
anything new. So we've still got this. This is still getting around as the top. So let's go to latest.
I know.
But usually it's just memes, like
Ooh,
alien memes and stuff like that. The
Asperger's
Naruto
somewhere
run
out
is getting a lot. This K-pop keeps coming back
Yeah, we're not even close yet.
hardcore.
Watch.
They're
You guys
just
will see once we start getting close to Area
spam
51,
and stuff.
It gets like super empty.
I just keep
Like
blocking.
you'll see no cars.
But let's stay with these guys because these guys seem pretty intent on getting to Area 51.
To pay for the the bail. I'm not going in by myself, guys. I'm going in with the group. Show Google Maps. Share your Google Maps again, dude. All right, zoom out to Area 51. Zoom out.
If you haven't watched that, that's a great show. It's about people, a group of people who believe they've been abducted by aliens. I forget the name of it, but I really enjoyed watching it. What else have we got?
Anyways, there's Las Vegas. The pinned location is Area
So,
51.
yeah.
So
They're getting closer, and this is what they've already come up against.
you can't get into the south.
So
Anyways,
this
you
is,
can't
they're
really
saying this is the
see it.
south gate, and this is what they're meeting up against.
No, you
There's
guys can't get into
Trace
the
there
south. Whoever's
with his
going
head.
into the south is blocked off. You guys are lying.
So you
Can't
got to
get into the
go
south. I already
somewhere
checked it.
else. You got to go
Check
through the
Instagram.
north.
Completely blocked.
It's like North Korea. You got to stay to
And
the
I checked a whole
north.
bunch of side roads. They're all blocked off too. All the dirt roads, they're blocked off.
So we're going.
Looks like
We'll keep
no,
looking.
It's not fake, I swear to God. The
This is
only
not fake.
entrance that-
This
Yo,
is
thanks for
these
the
guys
donut,
have
man. I
been
appreciate that.
going hard at
The only
it.
entrance that's not blocked off is the north side. Assumingly, I haven't checked, so that's why I'm going towards the north.
So we'll keep looking. We'll
Thanks for the
keep
donation,
seeing
man.
what we can
Alpha
find.
Podcast, who was that? Give him a shout out real quick.
I'm searching a
What's his
few
name?
other streams now. It's just people hanging out at the Little Alien. I'm not interested in watching that. I want to see people driving around.
Castillo, thanks for the
Well,
donation, bro. I appreciate
so
that.
these people
Whoa. Good job, big bus. Big truck.
sort of reckon they're getting shot at.
How
No?
far away are you?
Okay, so this guy's
Well, I was
in
0
his...
miles away from it, but it was blocked off on the south, so now I'm about an hour out.
So I'm trying to find you some new streams. I'm searching the internet rapidly,
So
seeing what I can find, trying to get some live stuff. I don't want people sitting at the Little Alien Inn.
Perfect reception if they are.
So at the Alien,
like the Wi-Fi goes down to 0. My stream cut off like 3 times earlier.
so this is the problem they're facing of the streams cutting off and stuff like that.
Greetings, brother.
As soon as they get close, with the radar jamming and the lack of Wi-Fi out there, everything's just going dead. There are security guards at Area 51, and of course there are security guards at the Little Alien. And as soon as you drive out of that car park, they sort of stop you, ask you what you're doing. You know, they're trying to find what you're doing out there and stuff like that. So I'm going to try and find you some more live streams. But I'm not interested in people at the Little Alien. I'm interested in people driving around trying to find a way in. I think like as soon as I find another one of those, I'll add it to the main screen, and we'll sort of have a few different views, and you can see what's going on. You know, there's.
Yo, thanks for the dono. I saw another one. What is this?
I'm trying to find good ones because most of them are just people mucking around on
Appreciate that. Thank you.
on Fortnite and stuff like that.
So everybody else can see
trying to get the views. I'm actually showing Area 51 stuff. That's all I'm interested in, is showing people trying to get into the restricted area of Area 51. Keep smashing it on YouTube. Smash that like button. Let's keep people
Freeway 64, alright.
keep people coming, and let's keep people going to these streams.
Freeway 64.
Keep them active. The more people that watch these streams, the more we'll keep them active.
We might lose this
So you yourself can sort of watch this sort of stuff live.
so, like, what are you going to do? So I'm going to meet up with a lot of people. I can't do anything by myself. Like I said, I went to the south end.
So this is the problem. Everyone's broken off into little parties, and everyone's sort of
So I'm hoping to meet up with everybody.
everyone's broken off into little parties. There's no coordinated effort between anyone, and so this is sort of what the problem is. What can you do? You sort of got to you've got to coordinate your efforts a bit better, fellas, and sort of go from there. How's the power going on this thing? The old Rode microphone. Shout out to Rode, of course. Big supporter of Rode.
Yeah, it was a good conversation, but all right.
But yeah, and of course, a massive shout out to the man Bob Lazar. So that's probably not helping us out at all. I didn't know that was behind there. Let me bring that across there.
And we have some clips from that. So that one's a video in progress. It wasn't a live stream. We should have made it a live stream. It probably would have been pretty epic.
Let's see what the latest is. Let's give this a refresh.
So this way towards Area 51.
Hopefully some people have bought it in and sort of
We're actually going this way. Where am I going? Right? Up, down, turn around. All right. Yeah. So
yeah, let's hope
I have been playing Fortnite, but like.
oh, enough of Fortnite. I'm over Fortnite. Like, I like playing Fortnite as much as the next person, but I like it as a social game. I'm from a time where you used to go around to each other's house and play the video games with each other. What is it? Oh, there's so much K-pop coming through on the Area 51 stream. Hey, maybe the aliens like K-pop. Who's to know? Like, there's nothing wrong with a bit of K-pop, but of course everything in moderation. So
It's pretty cool. I have good footage of it. I'm raiding? You can't be raiding yet, bro. You can't raid by yourself. South Africa, that's a sub. Dude, there's people from all around the world here. That's crazy. That's pretty insane.
So we can only, try and find out
Bro, they're hiding stuff.
what. Let's find something more, because it's. I want to find the live streams. I want to find people going through Area 51. I want to find people who are actually sort of
Sound of a scary movie.
in there and trying to get in there, get past.
Many people. I know people are saying that there's a bunch of people raiding. I don't see that many people out
So
here.
people are saying, some people have given up, some people are saying they've failed. I don't want people who've given up. I want people who are there. Like, I mean, that's easy for me to say.
Shout out to
That I'm sitting here in my
I have my alien suit too. Plan B is to dress up as an alien and see if they'll just mistaken me and take me in anyway.
It's easy for me to say that sitting on my couch, but I want to see live stuff, and I'm sure we can find some. So we still got a few hours till they reckon the actual raid is happening. But there's people driving around now, as we see. We saw it. Those guys we saw before freaked each other out. You could hear it in their voices. They were scared. Freaking each other. They even thought like a spotlight was the moon, or some lights. So you can tell it's people are not enjoying it, but they're doing it. So good on them. I'm trying to find some more. I say I don't want people that are sitting around the alien. I'm finding a lot of people just live streaming from the alien. And what I want, like, there's
I'm not sure what that is, but thank you for the donation. Puka?
so
Thank you for the donation.
I'm gonna pop one of these up
Sorry
to
about
show
the
you the typical stream I'm
the
coming
letters are
across.
very tiny, and I'm trying my best to read them. Does your hand hurt? Dude, it's like 80 miles that way. We're not gonna be turning anytime soon. Oh, keep it steady, dude.
So the typical stream I'm coming across
It's all that
is
gym, all
people
that
just
knowledge, all that
standing
been paying off.
outside the alien.
Oh my.
You know, there's a lot of security guard. They're just hanging out with the news crews, taking pictures, Instagramming. You know, getting some pictures up on the old Twitter stream. I'm not interested in that. I'm trying to find, you know, all the people driving around and seeing like what they can find. You know, see, this is the sort of thing I'm not interested in. This is the sort of Twitter, Instagram crowd that are sort of looking to sort of get their picture out there. Like, great, I'd love to go to the alien as much as the next person, but that's not what we're here for tonight. We're here to see Area 51 get storm Area 51, clap those alien cheeks and take off. You know, we've got the concerts going off, and see, this is sort of what's going on out there at the little alien. So some people having a good time, and that's great, that's awesome. But these guys, you know, these guys on the right, these guys are trying to get in. These guys are trying to break in. They're streaming live.
Because there's a bunch of liars that say they're rating, but they're not. So we'll see how many people are actually rating.
So, you know, there's streams like this, excuse me, where sort of people are, oh, you know, there's Frank the Pug. Frank the Pug is at Area 51, so maybe they've broken out Frank the Pug, so we can only hope. But yeah, I'm not interested in those sort of streams. I'm trying to find streams that are, you know, more like what we want to see, more of this sort of stuff. I hope these guys haven't lost their Wi-Fi, because this is what it sort of looks like when the guys lose their Wi-Fi. So as they're saying, it's cutting off. Area 51. Keep watching this stream. It's amazing to see this stuff live as it unfolds, and hopefully we catch something decent and unfold. You know, we can only hope that we'll see something. As long as it's dark, they're not late.
Two of us, and there was nobody there for us. We were waiting for all the Kyles. We even had our monsters ready. I'm from Australia. I wish you all good luck with the race.
Oh man, Australia! Shout out to Australia.
Appreciate the dono, bro.
It's great to hear from people from Australia. Sitting up at 9 o'clock, 7 o'clock, watching this, getting it out there. And you can see his internet's cutting in and out now as he gets closer to Area 51. You know, so hopefully someone will make it through and we can sort of see what's going on, but it's not looking good. As they get closer to Area 51, their sort of stream cuts out. So let me try and find another stream for you guys. And we wish all these guys best of luck. We don't want anything bad happening, you know, to them or anything like that. And sort of, we don't want anything to go wrong. We don't want anyone getting shot. We don't want anyone getting hurt. But we want to know what's inside Area 51. It's been way too long. The sort of like curtain of secrecy has to fall. It's time to find out what is behind Area 51, and this is one of the steps, one of the first steps to sort of taking that to the next level. And a lot of people are going and then returning and sort of giving up. I'm catching a lot of streamers just giving up and hanging around the little alien now and stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully we can sort of find something going down. Because this is getting to the end game, as they say in the movies. So we're trying to look for someone getting close. Apologies, the streams are going down as these people get close, but you know that means they're getting close, and hopefully they're filming, and we'll be able to see over the next few days all the videos come out and what actually goes down. You know, so it'll be interesting to see that from that sort of perspective. I'll be sure to sort of make a best of, and I'm sure everyone else will be as well. So from that point of view, we got to keep searching, we got to keep looking, we got to keep refreshing the Twitter page. Twitter's not as big in Australia as it is in the US or England, so we've got to sort of keep looking, keep seeing who's live streaming, go for the videos. But of course, that's not showing us links, that's just showing us videos, and this is the video that we've all started to see of them getting to the front gate. This is, oh, excuse me, these guys here getting to the front gate. And yeah, they're definitely out. We'll see if we can refresh these guys, because they were getting close. So we'll keep looking. I'm sorry for the interruption in the old live stream, but yeah, we'll see what we can find. So let's keep this stuff going. See what we can find. There's not a lot going on the Twitter at the moment of actual. Okay, so why do people want to storm Area 51? Let's watch this. Well, that's loud. So yeah, inside the secret US government facility in the middle of the desert. So as you can see, this is why people's sort of internet is breaking up, breaking out. You know, it's sort of crashing and stuff like that. So it was only acknowledged in 2013, so they didn't even acknowledge it until 2013. So that's only 6 years ago that they acknowledged the actual existence of Area 51. So that's pretty interesting in itself, you know. Let's see if they mention Bob Lazar, of course. The guy that started all this, the guy that sort of lifted the cover on Area 51, Bob Lazar, who said he was there to reverse engineer aliens and alien craft and equipment. You know, so yeah, people getting turned away at the front gate is about all that's happened so far. And, you know, it's just interesting to see that we're at the point. It's interesting to see that people are sort of had enough of the secrecy and sort of had enough of, you know, what's going on. And so this is where everyone's hanging out at the Little Alien. You know, so I'm going to keep looking for sort of stuff at the live stuff, and yeah, we'll keep it going and see if we can find, you know, see if we can find some streams of people actually getting in. But as I say, the Wi-Fi is cutting out as soon as they're getting close, you know. So, you know, maybe if they had a bit of a coordinator, if they can't go through the gates, they're not going to get through the gates. I think we've established that in the plan. So, you know, we won't be getting through the gates. We won't be getting sort of... they sort of need to ditch the cars and go in by foot. And I think that's sort of the only way. See, again, I'm finding people just sitting at Little Alien. Come on, guys. You've made it all that way. If I was there, I would be doing my hardest. I mean, that's easy for me to say, sitting in my armchair. But, I mean, I would love to sort of get there and, you know, have a crack. Get out to the desert, have a crack, and sort of take it to the, you know, sort of try and get up to the gate at least and find what's going on out there. Even if you go up to a hill and sort of peer in, there's sort of lookouts where you can peer down and sort of see the lights and sort of watch them, and that's where you'll encounter some of those white military trucks and the military personnel. They're sort of like the guards, personal guard of Area 51, the sort of military police, the sheriffs and stuff like that. You'll sort of see them and then go, you know, if they see you, of course, they're going to kick you off the property because, again, it's trespassing and stuff like that. So let's see what we can find in the videos. Is there anything good? You know, there's a lot of weird people just tagging stuff under Area 51. There seems to be more K-pop than Area 51 videos. Oh, there's Jamae. Let's see what old Anderson Cooper has to say about it.
Videos appearing to show UFOs flying through the air are real. They don't call them UFOs, they call them unidentified aerial phenomena.
So this is talking about the military,
recorded years ago by fighter pilots.
sort of...
In 2017, they were made public by the New York Times.
Well, listen...
From our Randy K.
It's rotating.
Images of that rotating thing captured by U.S. Navy aircraft, sensors locking in on the target. Commander David Fravor saw it firsthand during a training mission, describing it like a 40-foot-long tic-tac.
The U.S. Navy has finally acknowledged that videos appearing to show UFOs flying through the air are real. They don't call them UFOs, they call them unidentified aerial phenomena.
So that sort of slipped under the radar of a lot of people, that the Navy actually sort of, in a roundabout way, said that UFOs are real. They, as I said, they call them unidentified aerial phenomena, which is just another way of saying unidentified flying object. So, you know, in a way, the US Navy has said, yes, UFOs are real, but to what extent they haven't said. And some people have, of course, you know, thought they're getting us ready for disclosure. So that's an interesting thing in itself. So, you know, we're going to keep this stream going for as long as we can. I'm going to start charging up some mics and stuff like that, keep everything going. Sorry if this gets a bit scratchy while I get my little setup happening. But yeah, this is sort of... I sort of want to stick with this all night because I've sort of... well, I have been looking forward to this for a very long time. You know, disclosure. I've driven across with a few friends. I've driven across with my dad, across the Nullarbor, and we're sort of always on the out for the lookout. You know, always on the lookout for something like even to see an unidentified flying object. That would be great. Oh, Trey's back up. Hang on, let's bring you this, because this was the guy who was absolutely...
But like, we are like fucking...
freaking out.
I'm glad someone fucking screen capped that
Yeah,
shit.
as long as whoever did the
So these guys are still freaking out, and it's interesting to see,
I'm still processing like what
you
that
know,
even was.
how
I don't
far.
even fucking know like what that could have been, but that was
Didn't feel real.
yeah. And they were fucking like they were flashing and shit.
Yeah, they'd like blink on and off. They would go like left to right and alternate and shit.
It's fucking. There was one dude keeps saying fake.
Well, so these guys actually sound like they may have seen something, you know, unless they're just, it's just their minds playing tricks on them and stuff like that.
That's fucking good.
But
Because who knows what the fuck would happen if they've been watching our videos and shit.
Oh, like I say, he's screen cap the UFO. Yeah,
Oh,
if you can.
shit. Yeah, if you can like, I don't know how the fuck you can.
so it sounds like they saw an actual
that was another thing where
UFO.
where, like, I don't know
From
if
what they're
if you
talking
have your
about.
first and last name on this channel.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if they fucking knew like who you were and shit, like because they were like they clearly watched our video.
Yeah, they didn't say it by name when they came up, but they said that
Shut
we could film.
Mercury. Oh fuck, they're shut. Is this real? Like all the fucking like shutdowns and the people are saying people like died and shit. Why didn't y'all keep recording?
I haven't heard of anyone dying as yet.
We thought we were recording, but the fucking like as soon as the guys showed up, the fucking SUV people showed up.
I am on
So there you go. These guys have come across the SUV people. So
we lost connection.
that's interesting in itself.
Thanks, Hobart.
Is it night in US? It's fucking 4 in the.
Only 2 arrests.
4:22 right now.
So it's 4:22. So it's the almost the
That's
official
crazy, though.
time of the actual raid.
They weren't arrested, dude. They
No.
literally could have. We were there. Like we.
People gotta be. We didn't even go that far.
They
Like
could have done whatever. Like at least they told us just to fucking leave because we could. Like literally, we could have just been.
Here you go. So these guys came across the military police,
Like we're pretty far away. Like,
and we're lucky to give them a warning.
Cool, though. Like we didn't trespass. The sign said you're.
yeah, and then when they told us to leave, we left. So like.
Yeah.
So they're talking, of course, about the signs
Yeah, it's
posted
fucking-
all around.
They didn't have. They might have on their like.
Posted
side.
all around Nevada,
Let's see. I don't
around
know
Area
exactly,
51.
Like like,
We're a little
we
bit
drove,
outside
like
of Rachel.
a mile, like past from where we were, so I don't know. Okay, so at the place, literally nobody was there.
Yeah,
But
there's no
earlier in the day when we were here,
At
we were
Rachel.
at
at the.
So sort of those
there's
signs
like a
they're coming across.
that was going on. So I don't know if that was how many people, like why so many people were there, but
I
I would say like thousands of people were there. I
Yeah.
would say like a couple thousand people were there, which is
At
pretty
least.
surprising. We were not expecting.
So from 2 million to 1,000 people at a music festival, that's a bit of a fizzer. It would be, you know, it's still, hey, maybe this is the start of something. This is how things start. You know, this is, if you think about it, this is how stuff like the Pride March started or whatever, you know. It starts with people like this having a go, and then next year more people go, and then the year after that more people go, and this is how this sort of stuff starts, you know.
Unbelievable.
Like okay, so before coming here, obviously, like I was like, okay, we got to see what I'm just here for the fucking hype of it, but like
honestly,
that fucking scared me.
that was real.
And we were like, I can't even. I don't even know.
Some weird shit. Those lights were unbelievable.
So as you can see, these guys are in Rachel, Nevada.
A lot of people are
So they are there.
Like,
We did find Minecraft.
if anyone literally was like, on our stream when we were there, knows that like that shit was not fucking normal.
No.
And if you were watching this earlier, you know, we were watching their stream and you could tell these guys were freaking out.
Thanks for watching, but like, I don't know if we should. I mean,
I don't know what else.
we're not going back. Fuck that. We're not going.
So these guys have been scared witless. These guys have been scared pretty much out of their mind. You know, they don't want to go back. They're not keen to go back.
Go back is first thing it says.
Going back.
Maybe in the morning. I don't know. When
Yeah,
it's
once
like,
it's light
when
out.
it's not
You got to go
fucking
back,
scary.
fellas.
And we know how many people fucking died from the raids.
Yeah, we're not even.
I I at one point
main
thought we were
front
gonna
lines.
fucking die. We heard some fucking things that sounded
It's
like.
funny, everyone's dressed in sort of like streetwear.
Yeah, they weren't police. They weren't police. They were like.
They weren't.
No one's
marching
really
fucking-
come dressed
Even on their uniforms.
to
it
even
wasn't
get in
like
there.
what you usually see at military bases where
It looked like
it's camo.
like
It
almost
wasn't
like,
camo.
It was almost like private security.
It looked like
if you-
private
Yeah, so they've
security,
come
but not
across the private
clearly.
They
security.
didn't have marked cars. They didn't have like. Dude,
It was
it
definitely.
was
I don't know.
If we can get that fucking video,
Yeah.
it's
If
worth-
anyone just screen capped that.
We were
one
doing it
part
all
of
through the live thing, so we have no fucking video anymore.
It looked like a flare. I don't know.
Hopefully YouTube
We were
puts it
really far away.
somehow. Like I don't know what happened to it, but hopefully we can find it. through
Yeah.
YouTube. Did raid happen? I don't know.
So those dudes sound pretty scared.
Recorded it on Twitter.
Wait, recorded what on Twitter?
I think they recorded like
Oh,
from the raid.
the private, the security guys.
So we'll keep looking. We'll see if we can find anything else.
Some crazy
That
stuff.
was too real. Dude.
I'm looking for guys like these guys that are actually going up there, guys that are actually checking it out, not
I hope we get that video back because I mean maybe not because I was scared shitless. I was like I was such.
So
a
hang on, the old
I was like,
LDG looks like they're actually at the front gates, at the north gates, as everyone's saying. So this is interesting. Let's get this a bit of
once they're
volume.
in this like I could see watching a live video and being like, why the fuck didn't they go out and like try to?
Yeah, but you're like.
What would you rather be doing tonight?
And then the fucking people. I'd probably be
Anything but this. Sleeping? Are you guys gamers? Playing games? No?
Wait,
You watch anime? No?
Really?
wait, our videos on
No
the
way.
Yeah, so you get pleasure out of this
Yeah, send
whatsoever.
the link if you have it, because we don't have it.
Is our you're saying our
I feel kind of bad about this now.
The connection is
This
so
guy has
bad.
he's got...
So there's a massive amount of film crews and stuff like that there.
fuck out of here.
We didn't show any like.
So
We did that on purpose. We didn't show where we
That's a $30,000 lens, actually. And an Airy camera.
I don't know. Does anyone else want to see that dog go someone?
That's 80 grand. Guy with an 80 grand camera, who are you? You're just the person, huh?
What's he got there? Has he got like a?
No, God.
Wait, who's that on Twitter?
The guy who eggs the other people on. Do you
That's
think
like a
he'll be able to-
$30,000 lens. Hey.
Probably.
two screenshots of y'all on Facebook. Yeah, if you have those, send them to us.
Oh, dude, Isaiah! Dude, we've been trying to find you forever. We held up the street for like... We just sat one spot. We got Toby, the other one said, what's going on? I'm
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah, this is fucking us. Oh fuck!
Okay, so these guys are reliving their stream. Let's get it. Let's see if we can do this more.
I'm not very colored. Wait. Wait, dude, look at this.
So what I want to know is who brings.
You have the best fit for tonight. I want you to know that guy.
So this is sort of
He wins by default.
in my mind. I sort of expected this, but on a larger scale. Like
Yeah, go check it out. You had a good past me. Go check it out.
there we go. There's a bit of a clap them cheeks, sort of chant going and stuff. I'm just gonna. So this is actually pretty funny in itself, you know. This is pretty much what I expected. Sort of like, you know, bunch of young dudes getting there, getting at the front gate. That's as far as they're going. We'll sort of refresh this stream and keep it going. Let's give everything a refresh. See if these guys are still scared, witless in their car. So you know, it's pretty interesting to see. This could be the start of something, you know. We're trying to get in there. Look at this dude. I mean, like, you know, he's been waiting his whole life to see aliens, or, you know, just get at least some disclosure of, you know, just the truth, you know, just the truth. This guy just wants the truth.
Go to the UFO Center. We want to make sure you're there when we go.
Okay, so that's it for me.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you for
We'll
coming.
step away from the stage.
And don't forget about
Please, Mr.
the
Headphone.
concept.
No. You might kill him. Okay.
Yeah, and
This dude just wants the truth, you know. How long has he been waiting? How long are we all going to wait until we get disclosure, full disclosure?
Oh, cool. The turntables have turned.
So I think that an acoustic guitar, if I was loading up my sort of raid party, an acoustic guitar would be very low on the list. But of course, there's always some dude at one of these things. So it's more like a 420 protest almost, you know.
Domain, is that your property or?
Do I have a license for this?
Yeah, no, I'm wondering.
You know, I've seen more. This is more akin to like a 420 protest.
Okay, don't.
And of course, shout out to Bob Lazar, who started this all off in the 90s. Started, you know, let's find out what's in Area 51.
Oh no. The DPRK.
So what else we got? These guys' cameras sort of breaking up a bit.
Well, I mean, we crossed over North Korea. It's only fair.
We got North Korea flag. So
Only in America they let us mess around in their most secure base.
as North Korea flag at Area 51.
America.
So that's pretty funny in itself. I mean, you know.
I actually knew a guy who used to think things were better over there. Oh yeah, he legit thought that.
Shout out, give us a subscribe if you're enjoying the live stream. I'm trying to find you all the decent live streams for Area 51. I mean, let's try and go back and also find those guys who were driving around sort of looking for 51. They were trying to drive around the back side of it. Let's keep this stream going, of course, because they're at the gates. And, of course, this is what it's all about. They're at the gates, you know. But it's amazing to see sort of. I've never seen this many people at the front gates of Area 51 before in any documentary, and usually they don't even get this far. Usually they don't get this far, you know. They get stopped on a hill, they get stopped on a dirt road, they get stopped as soon as the binoculars come out. You know, you see the sort of as soon as they start taking photos or any surveillance equipment comes out, the guys in the white vans are sort of the military police. Unfortunately, this guy's camera is not the best. I wish the guy with the $80,000 camera was, you know, sort of going off.
We're gonna put this on the stream.
So, I mean, do you feel bad for the small town of Rachel, Nevada, and all the locals? You know, there's a town of about 50. All right, are we clapping along? Clap those cheeks. Clap those cheeks. You know, what are we doing? So we can. So we've got like people preparing. We've got people coming back. So it's not been the coordinated effort that it probably needed to get this going. So, you know, these people, I've got messages going off everywhere. These people sort of wanted, I'm still looking for the sort of good stuff. Maybe that's someone with a better feed.
I mean, I'm not here too, so
You know. Yeah, so that's just my brother. Clap them cheeks, yeah. So, you know, um, I mean, this is a step in the right direction. I mean, you know, we start showing up, we start sort of protesting and bringing these things to the forefront. This is how stuff grows. And next year, I guarantee there'll be more people. And the year after that, there'll be more people. You know, we can only hope, and we can sort of only move on from here because, you know, they've sort of gone the, you know, save ET from the government. Well, you know, we don't even know if there are any ETs there. They usually just hold like sort of black project, like the Aurora project and stuff like that. You know, sort of experimental test planes. You know, the Black Hawk was born there and stuff like that. I'm really looking for people who are sort of like at the gate. There's now I'm starting to see videos get removed. So that's interesting in itself. There are some live videos getting removed. Obviously, they got too close. So what I'm trying to avoid is sort of videos like this that are just people standing around the alien. I'm really trying to avoid videos like that because, you know, we want to see the good stuff. It's you know, yeah, exactly. So are these guys still going?
We're not okay, Wyatt. We're not okay. Fix this right now. Sorry about all this BS right now. It's just what we're doing is
So it's weird that guy's.
what we recorded right now, so we can get it to you guys as soon as possible. And some people are saying cam 1, cam 2. I don't really know what that means. The YouTube is supposed to be the mainstream. We are using
Okay, so that guy's.
so that might be what they're talking about, but this is supposed to be the main event.
So that guy's already been there.
We'll be talking to you guys soon. One moment left.
And he's right, you know. We're all sort of waiting here for the sort of the cutting edge. But I mean, it seems to be over. Seems to be over. I mean, I say that, but just as I say that, I find another sort of video that's.
Sorry, I'm very sorry about that. I've never seen that kind of glitch before. Let me handle that right now. But yeah, guys, if you haven't yet,
Mate, I'm not sure why this person.
if you haven't yet, remember to subscribe, sign up for notifications, all that, because all the videos on my cam I will be posting in full. You guys can probably make some good memes out of them. That guy who trolled Jake Paul was eating Doritos off the ground. I don't know if you guys know.
So we can get rid of that one. These guys have stopped streaming, and Tifa wants to date me. It's weird where YouTube takes you sometimes. So see what sort of happens in this stream. I'm sorry, it's a bit weird as I sort of chop and change between streams and try and find the latest stuff for you. But what I don't want is people sort of standing around the little alien doing nothing and sort of, you know, talking themselves up. I mean, we're just sort of getting this stuff through. People have had a crack. Hopefully next year people will get better. It becomes more coordinated, and we can only hope that it sort of goes from there, you know. Yeah, it's Alien Day. So people are pretty excited that sort of this stuff's going down. But, you know, What do you think in the comments? Do you think we'll get full disclosure anytime soon? Do you think we'll get it in our lifetime? Because I certainly hope we do. You know, I'd like to see it before I die. I'd like to see something happening. What about yourself? Would you like to see something? Would you like to see something happen? You know, would you not like to see something happen? Are you under the impression that we're better off not knowing? You know, are we better off not knowing about greys or whatever? Do you think they're malevolent? Do you think you know, do you think they'll be here to help us? Do you think they'll be here to destroy us? Will we get an Independence Day sort of scenario? Will we get a Mac and Me sort of scenario or an ET sort of scenario? There's a shout out for all the Mac and Me fans. You know, so it's interesting to sort of see where this is going and where this is sort of taking it, because I think next year we'll see more of a oh yeah, that's always a good one, Nicolas Cage's ET. We'll see sort of a more coordinated effort, and hopefully we'll see something a bit better next time, you know. I think it was a great effort on everyone. I think it was a great effort to sort of get this up and running. The guy who organised it, I forget his name, apologies, but I think he had to sort of pull away from it, because otherwise if he did have, so say he had 20,000 of the 2 million people coming, like, you know, say 1% of the people coming, all of a sudden he's liable to start a riot, you know, if a riot starts in the town of Rachel, Nevada. He sort of becomes liable for that, and you know that's why he sort of had to pull away. And I mean, what started out as an internet joke could now become something that one day helps us get towards seeing what is behind the veil of Area 51, and you know, sort of brings us to that next point. I mean, where would you like to see it taken from here? Do you think you'll make it out next year? Do you think you'll make it in the coming years? You know, should we continue this at all? You know, should we just let it go? I mean, they say Area 51 is not what it used to be. There's stuff like Groom Lake. There's stuff. There's even stuff out in Australia. So, you know, out in the middle of Australia, do we sort of follow that sort of stuff? I mean, for all I know, this could be someone walking around the outskirts of Las Vegas, sort of not doing much. You know, what are we watching here? We're watching sort of someone film the ground as they go. So I'm trying to find you guys something trying to find you guys something that's sort of real. I may have found something here, but of course it sort of looks like it's on the same sorts of road. It's heavily out of focus. Oh, there we go, now it's in focus. I will pull this up for you guys. Stick with me as I sort of move it across and sort of so these guys are saying they're 80 miles out from Area 51. hopefully that we can find something and they'll sort of take that. Maybe these will be the ones that make it through. Who knows? But I'm going to stay up for another couple of hours, another 3 or 4 hours. I'm going to filter through these, so stick with me. If you've got nothing better to do, wherever you are, let's just sit in our living rooms and find what we can find. Maybe I'll play a bit of the coverage that's been going around. So as we cover sort of the live streams that are the guys close to Area 51, I mean, do you think they'll sort of get close? Do you think they'll... Do you think we'll even see anything, you know? So they're sort of blocking off everything and, you know, sort of taking stuff. So the main problem everyone is having is signal. And that, of course, is because they're out in the desert and also near, I'd say, a lot of radar jamming equipment. So I don't know how we're going to get past that. We're going to sort of keep going with this, you know. So they're saying they're passing the sort of white vans and stuff like that. Everyone's running into the military. Everyone's sort of coming across the sort of guys at the front gate. But even before people are reaching the front gate, they're sort of getting the white utes that you see in all the Area 51 documentaries, and it's sort of taking it to a very realistic level. I don't think people sort of had in mind that they would even. I don't know what people thought when they sort of drove straight up to the front gates, that they were just going to be like, oh, come on through. You know, I mean, there would have to be some sort of circumnavigating the front gate, going through the fence, and also almost doing it, you know, they're not dressed in the right gear. They're dressed in like fluoro gear. You know, very easy to spot. So maybe that's a ploy. Maybe you don't want to be shot, so dress in highly visible gear. You know, you don't want to be shot. So either that, or you go full black ops and go in the full black gear. And while these guys are driving around from gate to gate to gate, you go through the gate and you might get close. You might get close doing it that way. Stone Cold would say, swig a drink for the working man. But yeah, this is one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. Is like it's basically people saying they've had enough. We've had enough of sitting here and sort of not knowing, being kept in the dark, being fed shit like mushrooms. And it's time for people to sort of take a stand and, you know, and this is a very sort of peaceful way of doing it. I think, there is the rock concert going on in the background, which is obviously not so peaceful for the town of Nevada, Rachel, Nevada. But, there's sort of stuff going on in the background. These guys keep going into their van. If it was me, I'd be having a crack. I'd be actually having a crack. As a content maker, you've gone out all that way. I don't know where these guys are from, but most of them have probably driven a fair way, unless they've come from Las Vegas, to sort of make content. I don't want to see someone sit in a van outside the Alien. I know what the Alien looks like. I'd love to go there. I'd love to see what it's about. And you've seen it in Paul, so that's where they have the pie and the big sparkly milkshake in that's the Alien. That is the actual Alien. So I would love to go there as a tourist attraction, but to go there and hang out while all this is going on, while you could be driving around and actually getting some good footage and stuff, that guy's a legend, the Naruto runner. I don't understand going there and sitting in your RV unless it's deathly cold. But I mean, if you're driving around in your car. Park your car somewhere, walk inwards and, see what's going on. You can see there the rock concert at Rachel, Nevada for the Area 51 invasion. But I mean, let's get some of the latest stuff. Let's get back to Area 51. Let's see if we can find something. So I think people are having more fun freaking their friends out, So everyone, let's see them aliens. Clap alien cheeks, save ET from the government. I mean, yeah, it's a bit of a joke. Yeah, it's a bit funny and stuff like this, but this is how stuff happens. This is sort of like how stuff kind of goes down, and you sort of there's an over-the-head shot of Area 51. So as you can see, there's that one long stretch road in. And you sort of, which way you coming in? You sort of, those are runways. Those are another sort of taxiing runways out to the main runway with all the hangars and stuff like that there. So you're really not, I don't know if any of you have ever seen a Salt Lake in person, but you are not getting a car over that. Maybe they'll come better prepared in the years to come with like dune buggies and motorbikes and stuff like that. But, and Great Escape it over the top of the fence. But yeah, you're going to have real problems. Everyone's sort of, so there's reports of a dozen National Guard forces on the side of Area 51 that heard of a mass event. So, there's extra guards at Area 51, there's extra military police. So this is why these people are sort of freaking out and sort of sticking in their RVs and stuff like that. Me personally, I don't agree with it. But what can I say? I'm not there. I'm sitting in my home in Melbourne. They're at the Alien, as you can see there. So I don't understand sort of coming to the Alien just to hang out. I mean, I'd love one of those little sparkly milkshakes that they had in Paul, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with having a sparkly milkshake. But yeah, you went there for a reason, fellas. Let's clap some alien cheeks. I mean, this is why we're here. This is what we're here for. There just seems to be people standing around in a car park at the moment, swigging pop and sort of talking to each other. And there's nothing wrong with that. but there's also, you know, you also have to sort of go there with a purpose. You can't just go there as a YouTuber, go there to stream. I mean, of course, it's easy for me to say in the comfort of my own home. But if I lived in America, and definitely if I lived anywhere in the vicinity, I would be there and I would be having a crack. I probably would have made it up to the gates, got turned back, you know, got my warning and then continued on. I mean, so we'll see if we can find some other live streams. You know, I'm going through a lot of trash here, as I'm sure you are, of trying to find actual live streams. So, you know, we're saying this is the calm before the storm. People are actually saying the actual raid hasn't happened. Well, if these are the search parties, I don't hold much hope for the actual raid. But of course, it's not about a raid. It's about sending a message. As the Joker says, it's about sending a message to the government about that we want to know what's behind Area 51, and we want disclosure. We want full disclosure about what's going on. You know, it's a military testing base, and it's supposedly where they took the Roswell UFO. Back in the 1940s, I think it was, if memory serves me correct. And since then, we've had people like, you know, people like Bob Lazar come out and say he was brought in specifically to reverse engineer alien technology. You know, there's a lot of secrecy surrounding the base, as with any military base, but this more than others. You know, there's supposedly another base close to it called S4, and that's supposedly where they keep, that's sort of like a hangar for UFOs, crashed UFOs, and they sort of try and reverse engineer it. And when you see sort of those trails in the sky, those chemtrails, people sort of say that's them. Like, you'll see the clouds with the circles in it. That's the sonic boom cloud. But it's been a long while since I think anything's actually been happening there. And so, you know, we keep sort of like waiting for something to happen. I think the bulk of it has actually happened. Unfortunately, you know, I'll keep looking and keep trying to find stuff. You know. So let's refresh this. Let's get a few more hashtags going up. So let's go Area 51 storm. Well, I hope that's a joke. Area 51 raid claims its first life. I hope that's a joke someone's put up as a fake sort of meme. So, you know, Area 51 storm. Let's have a look through. I'm gonna show you this one that I found. Basically showing. Sorry if you're wearing headphones. So number one, they don't want you there. So basically the locals are like, don't want you there, you know?
Out in Rachel, they're kind of, they're like a small crews, like 7 people that work there. So they just kind of graded their land, and they have like a flatbed truck for one of the stages. There's snakes, tarantulas, large ants, deer crossing, and also there's cows crashing into, a cow, which happens a lot out there. You see roadkill all the time. The closest hospital is in Caliente, about 40 miles away from Pico. They can only handle 8 people.
That's interesting.
They're going to block the 2 roads to the front and back gates off.
So that's where we're
Obviously,
saying where people are going to. Let's just go back there.
The front. They're going to block the 2 roads.
So we haven't seen that road come up yet, so they must be turning away people from that road because it looks less guarded than the other one. But that's the one we are seeing, and that's the one where the people are getting through to, and there's all the military guards there. And that's the one you see on all the documentaries. That's the one most people come across. I'm guessing that's the front gate of Area 51, where most people would drive through with their permits and stuff like that to begin work, where the buses would go through from the planes that get ferried out from Las Vegas, and then so yeah, so we're looking at a few things.
People want to try to go through the desert. They have a long 9-mile trek for the back gates.
So 9 miles through the 9 miles through the back gate, and you've got tarantulas, spiders. And it's interesting to hear him say that the nearest hospital was 9 miles away, was the closest, and they can only handle 8 people. So there's definitely more than 8 people there. And we can sort of see from that no one's really thought this through, no one's really no one's really put a plan together, hatched a plan or anything like that, so it's interesting to sort of see where people are at and where their heads at, eh? And so this lady just keeps, every car she sees is the Men in Black, so I'm going to find something else because this is sort of... So yeah, people are worried about getting shot. That's the main thing people are worried about. So these guys are just wanting to see the fence. So let me find something else. Let me see if there's anyone else. So far there's only been about 3 streams, 3 or 4. Yeah, let's say there's been 5 streams. 5 streams all up of people that have actually made it to actual gates and the actual front of Area 51. So it's interesting to see out of the 2 million people said they were going to go, 5 cars of people actually made it to Area 51. So that shows you in itself how hard or how much people are sort of worried about of sort of going there, and as I try to find more, it's all people just chilling at the Little Alien, hey. And I don't want to show that. I think that's sort of self-indulgent YouTubing. I'm much more into the people driving and the people sort of going, trying to get there, trying to do something, trying to even making it to the front gate. Like, hats off to the guys from LDG station to getting to the front gate and sort of having a bit of fun with the guards and, you know, having a bit of a fun time with it and stuff like that. So, you know, that's interesting in itself. The guys at the front gates, they know people are just having fun. They're not out to hurt anyone or stuff like that. So I'm hoping that thing was fake about what we saw. So she's wondering if the first thing they'll shoot out is their tyres. No, it'll be below the kneecaps, hey. If you make a run for it, they'll shoot your legs. Because then they'll be able to save you. So, you know, maybe someone should inform her of that before they go out there. And there's a lot of people just replaying a lot of old streams, so I'm having to wade through a lot of PUD. Just, you know, I'm not really getting a lot of people, you know, sort of, I'm not finding a lot of stuff that is actual people driving around. I wish I could find that, those, was it Sensible guys again? Because they look like they're actually prepared to go somewhere and get somewhere. They were driving through the thing. So apparently, you know, there's somewhere between 4 or 6 hours for this thing to actually kick off. So there's still a lot of time for this thing to kick off. So I'll stick with it as long as I can, and I'm going to different streams and stuff like that, you know, trying to find what I can on people, you know, driving around to Area 51. But it seems to be a lot of people just sort of restreaming old stuff and highlights, you know. I just think I'm not going to show you people sitting at the Alien. I think there's enough of that. You know, I might get a countdown clock if I can find a good one. So yeah, we've got about just under 4 hours to go. So I don't know what people are sort of expecting, because a big part of them are, let's say a big part of them are at the concert, all right? Another part of them are at the Alien, standing around in a car park, talking to each other, getting on each other's streams and stuff like that. What I'm looking for is people driving around in their cars, people sort of, you know, having the guts to go out there, make it to the front gate. Even if they get turned around, they made it to the front gate. They had a crack, you know. So it's funny to me that people have driven all that way out there just to sort of stick there and do nothing, you know. Like, I'm not really down for that. If I had the money, I would be there. If my health was better, I would be there. And if my health was really good, I would ditch the car and sort of, you know, that 9-mile trek. But, you know, the temperature in Rachel, Nevada was about 15 degrees. So it's 7 degrees Celsius, which is, you know, so it's going to get up to about 20 degrees today. So maybe we'll see something going on during the daytime. But if I was trying to storm a super secure military base, I would want to do it under the cover of night. You know, there's no precipitation out there whatsoever. There's an 11 kilometer an hour wind. And yeah, the temperature is going to be about 20 degrees. But so, you know, I'm hoping that we see something, and I'll keep looking. And I thank you guys for watching and staying with me through this. You know, I know I'm probably boring a few of you, but like to the people watching, it's great to have you with me going through this. You know, I think we are witnessing sort of something historical here. You know, we'll see if we can refresh, see if the old Twitter gives us anything. See if we can find anything more on you know, I think the Naruto runner is going to be so this person's saying, I bet there are no more than 2 people show up. Well, we've already disproved that. You know, we've shown that there's like carloads of people driving around trying to get in there. So this guy's like, I don't know whether it's skinny white. I don't know what's worse, the idea of believing they have aliens, you know. What's wrong with believing that there's aliens there, you know, like so what's this about? Don't storm Area 51 begs the webmaster of the UFO kingdom. So yeah, there was a thing on that saying don't storm Area 51, and I mean, I didn't expect it to look like this, and I didn't expect the plan these people are showing up in the top corner here. I didn't expect it at all to be like that. So, but what I did expect was maybe a few smart people trying to get together and sort of collaborate and say, all right, let's go in a group and let's sort of ditch the front gate, ditch the back gate, let's come in from the side and sort of take it in that way. And I'm surprised to see I'm surprised to see how it's just cars of people going off. I mean, you know, you want to try and organize a sort of caravan of cars going in or something that they can't really, you know, do much about, you know. And like, you know, like we got those YouTubers who were arrested a few days ago. They probably they probably did that to make an example of people, whereas you're seeing tonight, they're a bit more friendly, they're having laugh at the front gate, they're turning people away. It's a little bit more jovial. So, you know, what have we learnt from this? Well, 1, be more prepared. 2, they're probably not going to shoot US citizens on US soil. I mean, they did threaten that, but it was a pretty hollow threat. You could imagine the outrage of little Timmy's mum as her son gets gunned down on US soil. even if he was Naruto running obviously towards the base. The guys are plenty big enough. They've got tasers. You're more likely to get tased than shot. And they can't tase everyone as it was called. They can't stop us all. Well, maybe the next one should be called They Can't Tase Us All, and maybe that'll sort of, I don't know, sort of like put it into reality that they can't really tase everyone. They can't really stop everyone. There needs to be more coordinated effort. Music festival is a good idea. I mean, if the this is great. Let me just bring this up. If the music festival is all that's born out of it, we have sort of like an alien style Woodstock. There's nothing wrong with that. And if that's what comes out of it, that's pretty cool. So shout out to Astrolabus. I hope I sort of said that right, and that's an alien Naruto runner. So that's a bit of a crossover. I'm liking that. That's pretty cool. He wants out, and he wants out bad. So, I'm not sure the aliens want out. If you've seen some of the alien sort of stuff out there, you've seen them sort of, and some of the more believable ones, they don't look like they're struggling to get out. I've seen some ones where sort of like Rick Baker and that have talked about how or if they could reproduce them, and Rick was pretty adamant for the time that it would have been hard to reproduce. But then there's also ones that he said you could reproduce easy. So it's interesting in that way that when they get the special effects artists, I'm a big movie buff. I collect props. I'm interested in that sort of stuff. So it's interesting to see that sort of stuff when sort of like someone like Rick Baker or what's his name? Winston gets involved in, and before his untimely death, sort of brings into question some of the. I mean, most of the videos you see now on those Facebook UFO sites are utter garbage. They're just like After Effect garbage, and that doesn't help. Doesn't help the cause, if there is even a cause, but it doesn't help people. It makes it look like a bit of a crackpot and stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna keep looking. Sorry if I'm bit all over the place, but I'm going to keep looking, see if I can find some stuff, and see if we actually see someone clap those alien cheeks. I mean, isn't that what we're all here for? I mean, this seems to be on loop. Like, I'm starting to think this is first of all, what is a 220 car? It's looked like a car has been coming at us for ages. It keeps going in and out of things. Like, we'll get a bit of audio.
You gotta walk 80 miles in the desert and try not to get shot.
So they're still talking about 80 miles in the desert. Hey. So they're still talking about 80 miles in the desert. 80 miles, so, it would be easier for them to walk to the hospital. And almost like... So she's talking about being shot again. I'm sure this is on loop now. I'm going to find something else. even if we find something, oh my god, see, this is not going well. It's a lot of the same stuff, guys, that I'm having to sift through. I'm looking like sort of last hour. I'm looking live. Here we go. Is he live again? No. So shout out to Sensible Sign. If you sort of liked what he was doing, give him a like or a subscribe. He was doing well. He was sort of getting around the back end of it last time we caught up with him. I'm just trying to find out if he's got any more videos going. So no, it seems he might have run out of actual battery, or you know, so he's been to the south entrance, now he's going to the north entrance. So we're trying to sort of find YouTubers and people sort of uploading live that are finding stuff. You know, it's still 4 hours away. They can't stop all of us. But I mean, it is very much people just standing out the front of Alien, and I'm not up for showing that. I've got to show you guys and myself. I'm only interested in people. I just want to see. I just want to see guys sort of getting into it and stuff like that. You know. What do you guys think? Do you think this is? Do you think this is on loop? It seems to be on loop. Hey, I think we've been had. So we'll try and find something going down. But yeah, it's not looking good at the moment. There doesn't look to be too many people streaming. And again, it's people walking around the little alien with a camera in front of their face. You know. And right now, the little alien is closed. It's closed for business. So at the moment, Earthlings aren't welcome, as the sign says on the front, but they're closed for business. Those poor people who run the actual shop are probably like, what is going on? Actually, they're probably quite happy that it wasn't the turnout that it wasn't the 20,000 people that they expected. So, you know, I mean, it's probably lucky in one way. You know, still trying to find some stuff, guys. You know, I don't think we're going to find any more at the moment, which is unfortunate. So give this channel a like and a subscribe, and put your notifications on, because I'll be trying to cover this all night. I'll be trying to sort of keep this going, and you know, see what I can find, see what I can sort of get, because there doesn't seem to be much going on besides what's already happened. I'm looking here, you know, and yeah, we've seen the Naruto runner for about the 50th time. So we've got a few signs here: raid that alien booty, clap them alien cheeks, save ET from the government, locked up for what, you know, so run faster than their bullets. Good luck with that. Yeah, so I mean, some people will say this is a oh, that's amazing. Some people will say that this is a letdown, and this is definitely on loop. Hey, so I think this is where I'm going to stop the stream. Thank you very much for staying with us and watching. Give me a subscribe and, you know, stay in tune, because I will start this again in a few hours, because I think there's about 3 hours to go to the actual raid. So when the sun comes up and people get more enthusiastic and they're not sitting outside in the desert in 7 degrees Celsius, they might get a little bit more excited and we might see a bit more stuff. And I'll try and put together a few clips of other people's YouTubers. I mean, just keep going, keep seeing if you can find Area 51 live. Thanks a lot, everyone. It was great to have you on the live stream.